What is you guys? Alex Chasen back here with a brand new video. Hopefully, you're day after your night. If you guys are in this world, and Mike Conley, one of the most underrated point guards in the NBA, I'm gonna actually say one of the most underrated players in NBA history, period, gets traded from the Memphis Grizzlies to the Utah Jazz. Now, hold on, my mic is not even on, so hold on, let me put it on. A little bit of a switch of a switch. All right, we're on. All right, sorry about that. I'm not really sure if the audio is that much different. It's probably not because I'm still really close. Anyways, so Mike Conley gets traded to the Utah Jazz. Now, I want to talk about both sides of the spectrum. The Memphis side, what it means for Memphis and why they did the trade, and for Utah, and how Utah's future is going to look like, because both sides actually won this trade. I'm going to start off with Memphis, but first of all, I just want to say what was involved in the trade. So Mike Conley gets traded to Utah, and Utah in return, they give Grayson Allen, Kyle Korver, Jake Crowder, and the 23rd pick, which was Darius Bazley, who Memphis actually traded to the Thunder, so he doesn't really count, so I'm not really going to talk about that part. But so it's Utah Jazz trade Grayson Allen, Kyle Korver, and Jay Crowder. Now let's talk about the Memphis side and why they did this trade and what the future looks like for this team. So the Memphis Grizzlies made this trade for a couple reasons. One, they selected Ja Morant in the draft, and they knew they were going to select him in the draft months ago. They knew they needed to get rid of Mike Conley. They needed to clear up his major contract. He's getting like $30+ million a year. Overpaid? Maybe. Is he a really good point guard who's underrated and might deserve it? Yes. But like I said, he's a little overpaid. So they wanted to get him out of there because they're making it known Ja Morant's their point guard of the future. I think Ja Morant has super high potential. He has the athleticism of Derrick Rose. He has the speed, quickness, and agility of a John Wall mixed together with a better shot. In my eyes, I think he could be a second year, maybe not this year, but next year he could be an all-star. I think he's going to be a fantastic player. If anybody comes out to be the best point guard in this draft, it wasn't really, I guess it was a top-heavy point guard draft. It was three major guys, Kobe White, Darius Garland, and Ja Morant. I think Ja Morant would definitely be the best one when it's all said and done in the draft for point guards. If we went back 20 years in the future, I think Ja Morant might come out as one of the better players in this draft and the best point guard in this draft. With that being said, it's Ja Morant's team. Him and Jaren Jackson look like a fantastic young duo. They do have some new guys on their squad with Grayson Allen, who is a solid young shooting guard who can, he stretches the floor, obviously. He has some solid size. He hasn't really offered too much except some really solid mid-range and three-point scoring. Maybe he can expand his game to be a little more aggressive. To be honest, don't know a ton about Grayson Allen, but I just know he's a pretty good shooter. He'll stick around on this team. Kyle Korver, on the other hand, they don't need him in Memphis. He'll probably get bought out. Maybe he'll go to a contending team. I don't know, whatever team needs. If Kyrie goes to Brooklyn, he might go to Brooklyn to add some more scoring. Maybe to the Lakers, because the Lakers might need some more scoring with AD and LeBron. Kick it out. You have one of the best three-point shooters of all time with Kyle Korver standing there. Yeah, he's old. He's 37, maybe 38. Shooting, it's like riding a bike. It doesn't go away. If you're just going to sit in the corner and shoot, you can be like 80 years old and do that. Like I said, it's like riding a bike. Jay Crowder, on the other hand, he might stay. He's a very solid role player. I actually miss him on the Celtics. I think he's super underrated. He's not like an all-star level player. He's not even like a super above average player. Just an average player who does everything very well. Defense, shooting, rebounding, everything he does really well. Driving, being aggressive, getting to the foul line. He does nothing really terrible. I wouldn't say he's the best three-point shooter. Like I said, everything he's average at. That's why I think he's one of the best role players in this league. I wouldn't really call him a starter. Yeah, he started on the Celtics for a little bit because that was kind of like when we were just right before we got Kyrie. Obviously, we traded him for Kyrie. He was in the deal for Kyrie. But I say he's one of the most average players who does everything well. Not great. I think he could stick around. He gives a little bit of a veteran leadership and helps the bench unit, because the Grizzlies, yeah, they have their two pieces who could end up being all-stars for many years to come with Jaren Jackson Jr. and Ja Morant. Have Jay Crowder come off the bench for a few years, maybe make the 7th, 8th seed. I don't know. Just help that team grow and get to the next level where they want to be. Now, for Memphis, like I said, I'm just going to recap. They did this trade to clear up cap space. Mike Conley, I don't know if he wanted out. It never came out that he wanted out. But after they've been scouting Ja Morant, he's the best point guard. They had the second pick. He knew it was coming. So I guess it was just time to leave, time to move on. He is getting older. Mike Conley's 31, maybe 32. He's in between one of those ages. He's getting older. He wants to try to win. Now let's go to the Utah Jazz side of the spectrum. So the Utah Jazz, they just get Mike Conley. I'm looking at it right here. They don't get any picks. They don't get nothing. Memphis gets everything. They're probably going to buy out Kyle Korver, if not Jay Crowder as well. They'll probably keep Grayson Allen around because he's a young player. It's going to be a second year. They don't really know what he's going to do. But yeah, they just get Mike Conley. Now, a lineup of Mike Conley, Donovan Mitchell, Joe Ingles. If they keep Derek Favors around, he'd be their 4. Rudy Gobert, in my eyes, top 3 seed right there. Mike Conley, one of the most underrated players, averages 20 plus most seasons, if not all the season. I'm not really exactly sure what his stat sheet is. I'm pretty sure most seasons he's averaging 20 plus. He's one of the most efficient players. He plays solid defense. Yeah, he's a little bit of a disadvantage where you put him in the paint, but on the perimeter, he's pretty solid. He can pass, he shoots, he goes to the paint. He's not afraid. I think Mike Conley with Donovan Mitchell is going to be a very, very good front court. And then in the back court, wait, is that right? No, going to be a very good backcourt. I get those two mixed up, front court and back court. I have to think about it for a second. Backcourt, and then front court with Rudy Gobert, and if they do keep Derek Favors, he might walk because now they just took on a humongous contract with Mike Conley. He might not be able to get all the money he can if he's a free agent. I'm not sure. I thought he was a free agent. I might be wrong. I'm not sure about that. But if he is a free agent, he might walk, and they might have to get a new power forward. But if you have a lineup of Mike Conley, one of the best, I say he's a top 10 point guard, even though he's never been an all-star. He's been snubbed. The NBA is a little bit of rigged like that. They're a little bit of a... I don't know. They're not very. It's not exactly accurate when you're an all-star. I mean, it's pretty accurate, but there's some snubs out there. Devin Booker. Anyways, so Mike Conley, Donovan Mitchell, both 20-plus scorers. They might die down a little bit, but that's still like 40 points a game right there. Joe Ingles, one of the best perimeter shooters, also one of the best perimeter defenders. He does it on both sides of the three-point line, defending the three-point and also just shooting the ball terrifically. So that's a fantastic three-point shooter. Yeah, he's getting up there in age, but he'll still give you 12-plus points a game. So that's like, what's that? 52 points right there. You got Derek Favors, who averaged 12-plus. Now let's just say almost 70. Then you got Rudy Gobert, who's only going to average 12. He's also going to get 12 rebounds and like 4 blocks. That's almost, let's say that's almost like 70 points right there. And they got a whole solid bench unit because you're going to have a little bit of money to add to that bench. You already have some guys coming off your bench like Royce O'Neal, who actually showed that he can be a very, very solid role player. He did start a few games. I'm not really sure if you want him to start. Maybe if you want to go a little bit more the youth route in the starting lineup and have Joe Ingles, who you already know can produce, to come off the bench and really spark that bench. Up to you guys, Utah Jazz. I don't know what you're going to do. You can mishmash it a little bit. Royce O'Neal get you 10 plus. He's still growing. I don't know what. He's a little bit of an older guy who's developing, but solid basketball player. So for the Utah Jazz, I see him as anywhere, not the 1 seed. Maybe if everything they have really, really blends together and they produce to their full potential, they could be a 1 seed, make it to the Western Conference Finals. The Warriors are going to be out for a while based off their injuries they have, and where if Durant and Clay stay, probably Clay will stay. Durant's a little bit up in the air. I mean, Clay will stay. Durant, yeah, I think that's exactly what I said. I thought I said Clay and Clay twice. Anyways, Utah, this is a perfect year for them. They have a chance to really make a far run, if not actually make it to the finals with this squad. Or it could be like the Celtics, where we have so much high hopes, but in reality, we're down here when it comes to how we actually put it out on the court. Just to recap this video, Memphis did it to clear up cap space. They also wanted John Morant to be a starting point guard for the future. Utah, they want to win now. They have a fantastic young shooting guard with Donovan Mitchell, who's going to be all-star next year. Mark my words. He's going to be second-team All-NBA. He's going to be a beast. Mike Conley's getting up there in age. He wants to win. So they have a really, really good point guard with Mike Conley, who's getting out of his prime. Great young center, Rudy Gobert, for years to come. Derek Favors, if he stays, if he's even a free agent, will be a very solid power forward. And Joe Ingles, who's old, he might actually want to flip with a few picks, maybe get a better one. Up to Utah. They have a very, very good season coming up, but it's going to be short-lived. Maybe, I think they're only going to have 1 to 2, maybe 3 years to actually really contend based off how old Mike Conley is. But even if Mike Conley dips, let's just say he dips after this contract because they're not going to want to repay him, Utah, because he's going to be like 35 when his contract's up. 34, 35 is up to them. They got a great young core to look after. Look forward to it. Anyways, hope you guys did enjoy this video. Sorry it's a little late. It's been hectic. NBA draft. Blah, 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 blah. Anyways, hope you guys did enjoy this video. Like always, peace.